for your indulgence while we got set up. As you all know, it's been a very exciting 2 days here at Pennfield. And I just want to give you a little history of how this all came about. We have a foundation here in North Penn called the North Penn School District Educational Foundation. And they exist solely to raise money and to provide that money to teachers who submit grant proposals. I submitted a proposal this past year for a composer in residence, to have a nationally renowned composer come and work with our kids for 2 days, to do assemblies for the entire school, and then as a culmination for the residency, to commission a piece that would be written for the kids here at Pennfield. Luckily, the proposal was funded, and with the support of Mr. Twyford and the administration of North Penn, we were able to put together a residency. My first choice for that residency was Jared Spears, who has been composing band literature. He's written close to 300 different original works for band. He's taught all grade levels from elementary school through college. He works professionally. He works with film and television. And we had just a spectacular 2 days with him as far as rehearsals, sectionals, question and answer sessions, assemblies for the entire student body. It's been an amazing 2 days. It's been a tiring 2 days, but what a wonderful experience for all these kids. We have the culmination now, the group you see in front of you, we're dubbing the Pennfield Honors Band. And it's made up of our finest musicians in 7th and 8th grade, along with a few students we invited over from Pennbrook Middle School as well. This group, we put together 2 pieces. We put together a piece by Dr. Spears that was written last year entitled Symphonic Prelude. And then as you've seen from your program notes, we've commissioned a piece titled The Brass Ring. And Dr. Spears will talk more about the brass ring and its origins and what it's about. I just would like to publicly thank, as you've read in your notes, the members of the Hatfield History and Museum Society for their help in the commissioning of the brass ring and in researching the information about the Montgomery County Fair. Is Larry Stevens here tonight? Larry, can you give us a wave if you're here? Larry, thank you. The president of the Hatfield History and Museum Society. Larry, thanks for all your help. And now it's my pleasure to introduce to you conductor, composer, musician, percussionist, educator, and friend, Dr. Jared Spears.
Thank you very much. This has been a great 2 days. It's been wonderful working with all these young musicians. And we've had a good time, and we've gotten to share a lot, musically especially. I'd like to explain a little bit about this first piece. I would like to have the audience understand what I'm doing and what the piece is all about. Symphonic Prelude basically was brought about by another commission about 2 years ago from a high school in, I believe it was Troy, Missouri. They had called and said that one of their students, who was a bassoon player as well as bass drum player in the marching band, had been killed in an automobile accident by a drunk driver. And they were, instead of just the normal thing, they wanted to have some kind of a memorial for this student, so they thought of commissioning a work in hopes that it would be published someday and carry this student's name, etc. And so I agreed to do the piece, and that's what this piece basically is. It is now published, as will the Brass Ring, eventually this year, next year, and it'll be appearing around the world in all the different music stores, basically wherever you go, and as this piece did, the Symphonic Prelude. And when I wrote this piece, I was trying to think of what would be a really nice fitting piece for this kind of thing, so I based it on a hymn that many of you, I'm sure, have sung in churches at some time. It's the hymn, "O God, Our Help in Ages Past." And there are hints of it throughout the piece, And at the end, there's quite a statement of it. And the thing I liked about the ending of it is throughout eternity, which is thinking about this student who has gone on to a far greater place from where he came. And the original piece ends in a little bassoon solo and then just kind of an ethereal ending. Of course, publishers don't get into that. They want to have they appreciate the piece, but they have to have some kind of a different ending on it to make it sure it sounds like a real big ending. So they wanted that change. So you have to kind of go along with that kind of thing. But the message is still there. And so here is, to all those unfortunate, a symphonic prelude. or the piece that the commission worked, and our last piece on the program, I'm really kind of mad at Alan because he was on the phone one time and I had sent the piece and I was trying to think, okay, what am I going to call this thing? So I said, all right, I'm going to call it Pennfield Sketches right now. And we had worked out this whole thing about the Montgomery County Fair. It's in all your program notes, basically, on how this came apart and how this came to be and so on. And I said, well, let's call it Pennfield Sketches. Well, about a week or two later, he called and he said, we got a great idea here. Didn't like the title too much. How about the brass ring? I said, well, and because there's brass in it, it rings, and also, if you remember the brass ring on the old, I keep thinking Ferris wheel, the merry-go-round, that's right. It's been a long time. I'm getting too old for this. Anyway, so I said, well, okay, so anyway, about another couple of weeks, I was talking to the publisher, and I said, oh, by the way, I said there was another title suggested instead of the one I suggested, Pennfield Sketches. The band director at Pennfield had suggested the Brass Ring. And he said, that sounds like a much better title than yours. You can't win in this business, I'll tell you that. So anyway, I've been speaking to him all week since I've been here. It's been rather quiet. But the piece, basically, as you see in your program notes, and to me I really enjoy it because, first of all, it's about Americana. And one of the things, there are several things that are absolutely American. Jazz, for example, it could only have happened in America. It could have happened nowhere else. The march, as far as the band is concerned, is purely an American piece of music. And there are so many things that are Americana, or really good American type of, just to remind you of America and nowhere else. And one main thing is the county fair. That's been going for years and years and years and years, and so I became really attached to this piece. And in the piece, if you listen real hard, the beginning, it's like the beginning of the fair. Or it's the beginning, say the morning you wake up in the good old days, and there's not that much pollution or anything else, and you smell that good country air and everything, and you know, hey, today's the county fair. And you're getting excited about it, and then as the piece moves on, it gets into all the things going on. It gets a lot of things are going on in the music itself. Like if you go to a Midway, or you see this over here, here's Aunt Sadie selling her famous pickles, or over here's some big apple pie contest, and so on and so forth. And then eventually, everything kind of slows down, and it just becomes, you're just kind of looking around, gee, this is really great. I really love my life. I love America. I love everything about it. This kind of really helps me think this way. And you're looking at it, could be getting close to evening and things are kind of quieting down. It's still really beautiful out. Everybody's having a great time. All the families are enjoying everything that's going on. And then all of a sudden we hear fireworks with the percussion section, of course. And we also, at the same time, hear this coming in, and that's the horse races that were kind of closed out. They were the main event of the fair. So all of this stuff has been put in together in kind of a musical snapshot for you. And it was really interesting that they decided to actually start to use slides from this particular fair at different times to help it, to give you a little idea of what the music is all about. This is what we call today multimedia. And not very few, if any place in concerts, or especially in schools, ever do anything like this. So you are seeing really something unique tonight. And before I do the piece, I do want to thank everyone, and Alan and Beth and everyone involved for inviting me here to work with these great group of musicians for 2 days. Be able to work with all the students in the school and the assemblies, and with this really fine group of musicians here tonight. We've had one rehearsal, that was last night, and tonight we're, of course, putting on the music for you. We had one rehearsal together, but I do want to thank everybody for it. It's great. I hope you keep it up. As I mentioned to the students today, and I've been talking to the reporters and everything else, that what you see on stage right here is what we call real education. this is where it really happens. When you think about it, these students up here and the students in the different bands and in the choirs and in orchestra, the same thing happens that can never happen in any other classroom that they'll ever be in. Math is being used because these students sometimes have to divide 3 beats in their mind while 2 are going on. They have to divide, say, 2 beats into 3, or 3 beats into 5 equal parts, so on and so forth. They have to do speed reading that no one else can do because they're reading all these notes going like this at the same time, watching someone doing like this and they're playing like this. All this is going on at the same time. They're learning foreign language because a lot of these terms are in foreign languages. There's just so many things happening at the same time, and they have to happen within a split second. No other classroom, no other academic can teach this. It happens in a split second on that stage, and everybody has to give 100% of their attention throughout the entire class period. Otherwise, the whole band folds, or the choir, or orchestra. If you'll notice, if you talk to teachers, who are the generally, and in most cases, the best students in those classes are ones that are involved in music. Who are your leaders? United States, for heaven's sakes, our president is a tenor saxophone player, for Pete's sake. Think about it. I knew the guy when he was a little all-state tenor saxophone player in Arkansas. Very fine player, actually. Thomas Jefferson was a fiddle player. I mean, you go right down the line, the major leaders of the world, lawyers, doctors, dentists, and so on, senators, they were someplace involved in the arts. Besides all the academics, the arts teaches you one other thing that combines everything together, and that is imagination. And as you know, we sure could use a lot more imagination these days. Concentration, discipline, imagination, the wedding of all academics all occur in one classroom. That's the arts. Don't ever let it leave. Always support it. Thanks again, and now for as I said before, this piece is being premiered tonight. You are the first people to hear it. These are the first people to play it. And sometime next year, possibly as close as July this year or July next year, you will be, you could walk into any place in Europe, United States, Australia, whatever, walk into a music store or a store that sells band music, and if they haven't got the piece, they can get it to you pretty quick. Right. And on there, it will have the school, and all this information you have in your program about the Montgomery County Fair and so on and so forth. It will be now worldwide. And here is the brass ring.
Music is a way of learning, integrating all disciplines of education, creating a learning environment where children want to learn. Music is an important part of the classroom curriculum. Children experience history and world cultures as they listen to and perform music of other times and places.
What music means to me is to get a better education. Making the sounds of the music and playing the notes.
Education in the arts promotes higher-level thinking skills by fostering creativity, imagination, self-discipline, teamwork, and self-esteem. Involvement in a music program leads to higher SAT scores.
The music program at North Penn has provided me with the skills I need to either pursue a career in music or even a hobby. I know that the North Penn music program will have provided me with the skills that I need to do so.
Music instills a sense of cultural identity and pride in our children. Music is the beat of education.
Hello, my name is Gail Tatum. North Penn High School has 4 valedictorians this year for the first time in its history. I recently had an opportunity to speak with them. They had some interesting things to say, both about North Penn High School and about their plans for the future. You can see them and hear them Mondays and Wednesdays at 6:30 p.m. on A Closer Look. Join us then.
Never leave a campfire unattended, not even for a minute. Make sure there's plenty of water and a shovel handy.
We know we can count on you to do what Smokey says.
Remember, only you can prevent forest fires.
Hi, welcome to another North Penn Science Break. I'm Donna Brown from the North Penn School District, and I'm here today to show you some things that you can do at home to experiment with science. This one takes hot water, so you're going to need an adult's permission or work with an adult to try this experiment. For this experiment, you're going to need some butter, the hot water, a plastic knife, a metal knife, and some sugar cubes. What we're going to try is to pour some of the hot water into a mug, and make sure it's the kind of mug that can take hot water. I'm going to put some butter on the plastic knife and stick a sugar cube onto the butter. Put it in. We're going to do the same thing with the metal knife. And we're going to watch and see what happens. What do you think will happen? Remember, this one is a metal knife, this one is a plastic knife. You may have had some experience with trying to touch a metal spoon after it's been in a pan with something cooking. This is the same idea. It's a big word for kids. It's a word called conduction. And it has something to do with the hot water. You can see that this water is very, very hot, and there's some steam coming off of it. Whoa, there goes the butter! Hey, wow, when that slides in the water, you sure do have buttered water, but interesting. And this one isn't doing anything. In fact, it's barely warm. So what that shows you is that metal is a much better conductor than plastic. You might want to try this with some other things that you might have at home. Maybe there's a popsicle stick. That would be a good one to try. And do the same thing. Try to get the butter and the sugar at the same height with the metal, the plastic, and a popsicle stick. See what happens. What do you think will happen? Guess first, and then go ahead and test. See you next time on Science Break.